Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. So today we are visiting Idlewild Park. This park is located in Lagoon, PA, which is 50 miles east of Pittsburgh, PA. This park is owned by the same company that owns Kennywood. Fun fact, this is the third oldest operating amusement park in the USA. It was founded in 1878 by the Carnegie Mellon family. Idlewild is mainly a children's park, but it does have two small roller coasters. One is this wild mouse that is super wild. If you can see the face on that mouse, it's extremely frightening. We have this one and we have the roller coaster. So tickets go by how many people are in your car. So every single person with you does need to purchase admission. You cannot go into the park. There's no way to go into the park without purchasing admission. Keep in mind, one day is kind of expensive at $47. It was $100 for both Joe and I to visit the park for one day. For what it is, I truly did feel like that was a lot of money compared to, other major Six Flags parks. Some of them you can get into for $40 a day, and obviously they're much larger. So keep that in mind. Everybody does need to purchase admission. With that being said, one thing you can save on is food. There are places to eat inside, of course, with the park food, but there is no security once you're past the gate. So once you first go into the park to pay, you pay with the, gate person at the gate. But once your car, goes in there, there is no security. So you can take into the park whatever you want. There's a ton of picnic tables to choose from. There's different areas in the park where you can take your food at. And if you park in the very far lot by the roller coaster, you will be right at a huge set of picnic tables. That's where we parked, and we noticed that there was tons of tables there. So as you can see now, we're walking through this area of the park that just has a ton of fairy tale houses. So some of the fairy tales are super common, some you might not have heard of before, but they're really cute. They're all set up for little kids to kind of go in and walk through and look at. This part of the park, just walking through, I believe it took almost 2 hours. It is quite extensive. There is a lot to look at. And of course, with little kids, you'd be stopped longer. So this really is a lot for little kids to look at, and it's super cute. At the end of the Fairy Tale Land tour, there's this huge castle, which is just so cute. And I feel like if I was a little kid, I would totally think this was real. It is made really well, and there's even the sword in the stone. It's that Arthur's sword or whatever, and it is really cute. I know I mentioned that you can bring your own food, but of course we had to get potato patch. If you're not a Kennywood regular or from Northwestern PA and don't know what potato patch is, you absolutely need to try it. These have to be the best fries you will ever have in your life. I will stand by that for all of time. So of course we had to get some potato patch. There is a small water park located in Idlewild as well, and it is called Soak Zone. So we are about to walk through this area. Most of the attractions were open. Keep in mind though that the lazy river does close throughout the day. I believe they called it safety checks, I'm not really sure, but it did close at least for an hour around lunchtime, and I believe another time as well. Obviously, not a lot of the parks are fully staffed this year, so some of the slides were closed, but some were open, which was really awesome. And these racers were really, really fun, and so were the other tube slides there. And just to note, this is not a separate admission, it's completely included with the park.
What kind of slide was it?
I did want to mention as well, there are lots of lockers here that you can purchase and pay for. We just put our stuff on a chair. Again, we've never, ever had a problem at an amusement park with somebody taking our stuff. Knock on wood. I don't feel like people are there to ruin your day, but there are lockers in case that's something that you're worried about. you continue to walk around the park, you'll see one of the most exclusive rides that they have is one of their train rides. They do have two separate train rides. One of the rides wasn't as long of a wait, which was the one I'm showing here. That one just kind of went around the park. This is the one that we're on now. I don't believe there was much of like a tour. They might have said one or two things, but it was just your classic train ride. With that being said, they do have a second train ride. That train ride, the line was probably a solid hour, I would say. And that one is more of like a guided ride, I guess, with characters. And it's more like Disney-like, I guess, or their version of Disney. It's called Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, and it's a trolley ride kind of through the different areas. It was inspired by the original Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood television program. So kids absolutely love that one, and it is a long ride. Wait. Also, Idlewild is famous for their homemade ice cream cones and ice cream at this ice cream location. They did used to be a little bigger, but we didn't need any bigger, so it's totally fine. But they're really, really good. They're homemade, and again, Idlewild is famously known for it. So if you are wanting a sweet treat, definitely stop by that location. So one thing to keep in mind as well is when we first got to the park, we were really upset because roller coaster wasn't running, and they only have two roller coasters there. So one wasn't running and just Wild Mouse was, so we were, kind of bummed. We did realize later in the day they switched operators and roller coaster was running. So just keep in mind, it seems like they do run all the rides, but because of staffing or just, how they always do it, they run them at separate times. So stop back at different parts of the day to see if things are open, because they just might open up. So we were really excited we got to ride that. Another note is that roller coaster line takes 100 years. So they actually weigh each person individually before they let them on the ride, which I've never seen that before on a roller coaster. But yep, you actually have to each person gets weighed, and for whatever reason they don't do it in advance. So once the train is unloaded and everybody's off, then they start weighing the next train, which I think it could be a little bit more of an optimal setup there, but that's how they do it. So the line doesn't look too long, but it did take probably over an hour to wait for maybe like a 50-person line. So keep that in mind, but we were just really excited and happy that they ended up opening that so that we could end up going on both of the coasters. I hope you all enjoyed our walkthrough and review of Idlewild Park. It really was a fun way to spend the day, even though it is a children's park. We had a lot of fun, and it is just beautiful being out there in nature and seeing everyone have so much fun. Please comment and like this video if you went there this year or you're planning on going. I hope you have a ton of fun, and stay tuned for more park reviews.